Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Breitling Superocean chronograph Abyss. You can see this 44mm stainless steel chronograph and purchase it on our website. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with additional high resolution images, accessories included, and naturally complete pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this is a truly large modern reference. It is well shaped to fit around the tighter curve of a smaller wrist, but because of the thickness and the sheer physical bulk, it's not a watch that likes to be denied aesthetically. It asserts itself. It has a prominent and boisterous presence. It's the kind of watch that is anything but the subtle Submariner, anything but the shrinking Seamaster Aquaterra or 300 meter. This is a watch that goes head to head with nothing less than Omega's own Planet Ocean in its oversized case proportions. Now, the watch is not just 44mm across the nominal round of the case, it's also remarkably thick, being 17.5mm in absolute girth. It's helped a bit by a conical bezel, but make no mistake, this is a watch that's designed, if anything, to be worn over sleeves rather than under them. From lug to lug, it is manageable. 53.5mm. This is where the watch comes into its own from an ergonomic standpoint, because normally a timepiece of 44mm proportions can be difficult to fit to a smaller wrist, but the watch has two trump cards. First, you can see that it has the ability to pull its bracelet straight down around the tight curve of a smaller wrist, and second, the contour of the case and lugs nicely slopes down and around, falling off dramatically after it reaches the terminal portion of the case, so it does meet you halfway, sloping around the wrist. The watch is hefty, make no mistake. This example, built in 2011, the Abyss dial was introduced in 2010, but the 2011 model featuring the Professional 2 bracelet, which is slash cut, but with symmetrically sized links. The Professional 3 is slash cut, but with broader center links. You can also see effective use of contrasting finish across the watch. The case itself polished on its flanks, satin on its hood, the bracelet wonderfully satin finished, and paired with a high-grade single-fold deployant with clamshell closure. When it closes, you know it, you can hear it, you can feel it. This is not popping open, not friction fit, it's extremely secure on the wrist, and it serves a purpose of counterbalancing this heavy watch. The combination of the substantial bracelet and clasp reduce the watch's tendency to want to capsize or roll off the side of the wrist. Now, the dial itself is tremendous. Handsome, legible, with beautiful depth. You can see there's a dramatically sloped ray-hot outboard of the center dial. It's also beautifully loomed, featuring huge indices applied and polished, as well as hands at center. Now, the Abyss name, it comes from the system of color on black backdrop, originally introduced in 2010. Now, there are many variants of it. Those that are time-only watches feature a dramatic, generally day glow band around the dial. The chronographs feature colored printing and colored surrounds for the date aperture, as well as the sub-registers and the chronograph seconds hand. The dial is framed by a unidirectional rotating dive bezel that's exceptional for two reasons. First, it uses rubber insets between the indices and Arabic numerals to allow better purchase, but also to prevent scuffs that typically disfigure anodized aluminum bezels from taking quite the same effect on this one. The rubber is more durable than an anodized surface. The second nice trick that it has, and you can see it, is that the bezel itself, although it appears conventional, retains Breitling's system of screw fixture, so you can't simply pop it off. It doesn't snap off like a Rolex or Omega bezel. This one is screwed on, and the screws have to be removed before the bezel itself can be lifted. Handsome and secure. You can also see that the chronograph's pushers and crown are generously protected by an immense crown guard system, and underneath the case back, which is screwed on and ensures 500-meter water resistance, we have a Breitling caliber 13, basically a COSC chronometer spec Valjoux 7750. So you get all the underlying benefits of the 7750. Toughness, high efficiency unidirectional winding, approximately a 44-hour power reserve. Of course, tuned by Breitling, it's been modified, but it retains the quick set function for the date. So when you screw the crown out, you'll see to good effect that you can cycle the date should the watch run down, and get the chronograph in motion to demonstrate this more dramatically. When you pull the crown to extremity, you do hack the balance, stopping the beat of the balance and allowing precise synchronization to the second relative to a known accurate reference clock or watch. This watch, of course, rated to 500 meters, solidly tops the 300 meters of the Rolex Submariner, and it does so within a handsome, one might even say slightly avant-garde take on the dive watch. If you're into small flashes of color, a sort of raffish sensibility, and a sort of, own drummer take on sports watch design, this is definitely one that breaks from the established norms of the Rolex orthodoxy, but nevertheless has immense credibility as a very solid and very usable tool-style watch. You can see it and you can buy it on our website.